What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Last time, we started exploring a brand new scenario that was kinda weird. Due to an ill-advised wish, Goku and Chi-Chi accidentally wished to transform Chi-Chi into a Saiyan, and it surprisingly had some really good side effects, at least once Raditz showed up. However, the Saiyan saga isn't over. And this time, we'll be continuing into this arc. For this video, let's hit a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. As Vegeta and Nappa get closer and closer to Earth, training continues with all the Earthlings and the Saiyans on Earth. Can't forget Piccolo, him too. Everyone sees some good progress. The humans would probably be around the same strength that they were in canon, but as for the Saiyans, this is going to be very different. Same goes for Piccolo too. As mentioned last time, Goku and Chi-Chi are training with Gohan as well as Piccolo, hoping to boost their own strength as well as boosting Gohan's strength. Even though he's young, he still has a lot of potential, and they want to try and bring that out of him. With some effective training, they could probably get him to harness that power, being able to use it in battle. It'll be a really great asset against the Saiyans once they eventually arrive. One thing that they didn't expect though was that Chi-Chi's tail grew back, as well as Gohan's. That's definitely something we're going to have to watch out for. The same happened with Goku before as a kid, and it completely crossed their mind that something like this could happen. So let's actually discuss everyone's powers. As I said, all the Earthlings are the same, so I'm not going to be covering them. But now we have some different power levels for everyone else. Goku is at a level of 7,000. He's going to be much weaker than normal since he didn't have his King Kai training. And obviously he doesn't have Kaioken either. But with great training partners, he still does get pretty strong. Equal to him is Chi-Chi, also at 7,000. She got a nice boost in power from Raditz, which helped her catch up to Goku. I mentioned this injury in the last part, and once she healed from it, it did help her catch up. Being a Saiyan really did benefit her. As for Piccolo, he's behind Chi-Chi at 5,000, a little bit stronger than he was in canon. And Gohan sees a pretty sizable increase. He also did get a power boost just like Chi-Chi from being injured last time. And he's slowly getting better and better at fighting. Right now, he's at about 3,000 for his power level. So while Goku is considerably weaker and doesn't have Kaioken, Piccolo and Gohan are much stronger, and Chi-Chi's in the fight too and she's equal to Goku. Things are actually looking up for them. And hopefully it stays that way, but they're not too sure. Not long after, Vegeta and Nappa eventually do arrive on Earth, and they sense how massive their powers are. Even with their great strength, the Saiyans definitely will be formidable foes. So hopefully all the training they've done in preparation was enough. They wait in a wasteland, ready for the Saiyans to arrive. Vegeta and Nappa easily track everyone with their scouters, heading over quickly. They're kind of amused to see a crew like this facing them. They're outnumbered, but there's no way they're outmatched. As an appetizer, Nappa throws on the Cybermen. The Cybermen aren't too hard to dispatch. They're taken out by the humans, and Yamcha actually survives this time. Not unexpected. The Cybermen were weak and they were really just a test. Now, Nappa can actually go in and fight whoever he wants. He wonders who wants to face him first, asking if there's any takers. Someone does step up. It's Chi-Chi. She hasn't really had a real fight like this. Of course she's had fights in the past with Goku and Raditz, but in both of them she was heavily outmatched by herself. Here, she could finally have one where she enjoys herself. Nappa's surprised. Oh, so this must be the female Saiyan that was here. It's a shame that he has to kill another one of his own, but whatever. Her, Kakarot, and that kid are definitely too soft to be Saiyans. He doesn't mind executing them. The two begin powering up, ready to fight. Chi-Chi paces herself, using all her martial arts knowledge. She's definitely stronger than Nappa by this point, but pacing herself may be a good idea because that other Saiyan behind Nappa seems to be stronger. At first she does struggle since he's not powered up fully, but she catches Nappa off guard as she shows off more power, utilizing her martial arts abilities. Not only does she overpower him in terms of brute strength, but her fighting abilities are much better. With a few swift movements, she's able to knock him to the side, finishing the fight surprisingly quickly. Shocked and angered, Nappa gets up, going back towards her again. With one more punch, she knocks him away, throwing him into one of the cliffs nearby as he crashes into the rocks. Nappa's still not done. He stands up once more, and his eyes scan the area. He's infuriated now. He tries to launch an attack at the humans, seeing them as weak targets that he could potentially take out with him. In one hand, he charges energy, flinging it at the humans nearby. They assume a battle stance ready to deflect it, but before they can, Piccolo jumps in front of them, and with a single quick blast, he not only destroys Nappa's attack, but destroys Nappa himself. Chi-Chi wasn't aiming to kill him, but Piccolo realized that he needed to go, finishing off the Saiyan brute. Vegeta can't hide it anymore. He is somewhat impressed. He tells him to not mistake it for concern. He's just impressed. That's really all I can say. He expected the Earthlings to be much weaker, but it seems like they were enough to take on Nappa. However, Nappa's power doesn't compare to his, not in the slightest. Even with those other Saiyans there, there's no way they'll win against Vegeta. His power and battle experience is simply too much to overcome, and he's confident. Showing no concern for Nappa's death at all, Vegeta steps up, ready to fight himself now. The group knows that they may be actually overpowered here. With Nappa, it was different because they had a few people stronger than him, but they could sense Vegeta's energy and it's definitely way off the charts. However, they know it's not over yet. Combined, they may be able to overpower him. So instead of a one-on-one fight like they did with Nappa, they're all going to fight Vegeta together. Vegeta doesn't care. He still feels that he's at an advantage and knows he could win this, or at least thinks he can. He clearly doesn't realize the extent of everyone's power, especially combined. Immediately, the three strongest fighters jump in first, Goku, Chi-Chi, and Piccolo. Combined, their powers are almost enough to match Vegeta's. But still, that's only their combined power, and powers aren't everything. Vegeta knows how to fight 3-on-1s, even with strong opponents like this. He compliments their strength, but tells them it won't be enough. The other fighters wait, standing ready, hoping to jump in and help. They can also provide some support from the sidelines. But with 3 people fighting Vegeta right now, they can't really get in their way. As the fight progresses more and more, he comes to learn that the humans and the child there are strong, which kinda surprises him. The Saiyans seem pretty strong too, same for that Namekian. He may be in over his head. This may be more of a challenge than he expected. But still, he's not deterred. He powers up further, showing off his full strength, shouting as he lifts his arms out, creating a massive explosion around him and knocking everyone away. The fighters around him tank the blast and get back up, seeing Vegeta charging something in his hands. Goku, Piccolo, and Chi-Chi recognize that from before. Wait, that's the same fake moon thing that Raditz created. They notice Vegeta's power drops significantly as he creates this, but he doesn't care. He'll transform into a great ape and defeat them that way. As he cocks his hand backwards to throw it up, he suddenly senses energy coming towards him. Krillin flung Kyanzan at him, trying to cut Vegeta's hand off. But Vegeta's quick enough to dodge it, jumping out of the way. He smirks knowing that he saw right through that trick. But they expected that. Really, it was a distraction. As Vegeta's hand is out with the energy still in it, it's then hit by a powerful blast from Piccolo. Not only destroying the artificial moon in the hand, but also breaking Vegeta's hand completely. He screams in pain, and now angered, he tries to launch a blast with his other hand. Yamcha, Tenshinhan, and Krillin counter it. As Goku flips over the blast, getting behind Vegeta and grabbing onto his tail. Vegeta brings Goku to his knees by hitting him with his elbow, chuckling as he does so. Did Kakarot really think that would work? That cheap trick of grabbing someone's tail? Vegeta's trained his tail to the point where it doesn't hurt if someone grabs it. What a foolish trick. But on the ground, Goku's still holding onto the tail. And that's not the reason he grabbed it for. As the tail's held out, Gohan rushes by, slicing it off, with Vegeta once again shrieking in pain. Now he's at a disadvantage. He's cut his power down by trying to create the artificial moon. His hand is broken, and now he doesn't have a tail, so even if he wanted to transform, he couldn't. They gave him multiple handicaps, and they may actually be able to win this now. But slowly, he's been getting angrier and angrier throughout the fight. Their dirty tricks are pissing him off. Really, they're just good strategies, but still, naturally they're going to anger him. They put him at a disadvantage in every way possible. Fine, if this is how they're going to do it, he'll fight them individually. First, he goes right for Goku, aiming to only hurt him. This is a much better strategy, and he's actually able to deal some great damage towards him, easily knocking him aside. Next, he aims for Chi-Chi, doing the same. He slowly goes on the ladder of power, injuring Piccolo next, and then going for the humans. Thinking Gohan's the weakest, he saves him for last. He's blinded by his rage and not thinking clearly, but it seems he's overcoming everyone. But just as Vegeta's getting angrier, Gohan's getting angrier too, watching all of his friends fall like this, especially his parents. He wasn't able to access it during the training, but he feels that rage from before, that same rage he felt against Raditz. With all the fighters out of his way, Vegeta decides he's going to kill them one by one now. He'll start with the humans. They seem pretty weak, so it won't take a lot of energy. He charges a single blast in his hand, but as he does, he's then hit in the back by a powerful attack, then more powerful attacks. He keeps getting punched and he doesn't know who's doing it. He turns around and sees no one there, and then gets kicked in the back of the head, throwing him into the ground, flying across it. He gets up and sees someone standing there. It's Gohan, that child from before. Was that him who attacked? There's no way. How could a kid be so strong? But Vegeta remembers. He's a hybrid Saiyan. Of course, it's just like he theorized. A hybrid Saiyan must be stronger than a regular one. Briefly, the two of them begin to clash. Gohan's rage slowly subsides during the fight, but he's able to do some good damage to Vegeta. But ultimately, he's not able to win here. And now Vegeta's really furious. But it's not over yet. He knows a way to end this and claim victory. A simple maneuver called blowing up the planet. It's no big deal. He'll launch a blast right at Earth's core, then going back to his ship and escaping, leaving everyone else here to die. It's a shame because a fight would have been a lot more fun. But they're gonna have to die regardless, and Vegeta doesn't care how they go. Charging energy into his other hand, Vegeta jumps up high into the sky. He's surrounded by a purple glow, as his hand electrifies. Normally he'd require 2 hands for this attack, but 1 should be enough. He tells everyone to prepare for his signature move, the Gallic Gun. Although this time, a one-handed Gallic Gun. He cocks his hand back, charging more energy. launching a massive purple blast right towards the surface of Earth. All the fighters on the surface watch on weakly as this blast comes closer. Even though they're injured, they still got some fight left in them. Vegeta only temporarily took them out of the fight. By now they've recollected themselves, and they're ready to defend Earth. Goku's the first to jump in with a Kamehameha, with Chi-Chi then joining him. The spousal Kamehameha briefly deflects the one-handed Gallic Gun, but Vegeta's attack slowly gets stronger and stronger, overpowering the beam. But another blast is added. The spousal Kamehameha turned into a family Kamehameha, with Gohan now joining in. Sure, he doesn't have that same strength from his rage before, but his regular power is good enough. Vegeta's beam is still getting closer to Earth, but they've slowed it down just enough. One of the good things about Vegeta's strategy is that he thinks everyone else is knocked out, and it's just these three now. But really, Piccolo's been nearby planning an attack. He's faked being unconscious, but Vegeta didn't notice that he placed 2 fingers on his head, beginning to charge a certain attack. Vegeta's beam slowly gets closer and closer to Earth as the family struggles to defend against it. But suddenly they see a laser beam fly over their blast, one with swirling energy flying around it. Piccolo's been charging this for a while, and he knows it probably won't be enough to kill Vegeta, but it should be enough to injure him. The Makanko Sappo. This beam flies right over the Kamehameha into the Gallic Gun, swirling around it as it hits Vegeta's hand head on. Damn! Vegeta succumbed to the same trick once more. This direct blast destroyed his other hand, now giving him 2 broken hands, and with that, his Gallic Gun stops firing, and he's hit head on by the family Kamehameha. Vegeta's knocked high up into the sky, taking the blast at full force. They stop firing as the prince falls down to the ground, with his armor partially broken and smoke coming off of him. He crashes into a cliff nearby, and everyone flies over to go see him. It seems that Vegeta's finally been defeated, and now they're going to have to finish the job. They get over to the area and see him laying on the ground in a crater, injured but not unconscious. And surprisingly, he smirks. He begins chuckling actually. He never expected this. He didn't think that he'd be defeated by such lowlifes. But he's come to realize that he's been going about this all wrong. Sure, he's angered inside, and he has a great hatred for these Earthlings and the Saiyans and the Namekian. But after experiencing this power, he had a great idea. Originally, they wanted to get Kakarot so he could help defeat Frieza. And Vegeta does still want that. As much as he'd love to defeat these Earthlings, Frieza's the real enemy here. Weakly he stands up, ready to use his final bargaining chip. He asks them one simple question. Have they ever heard of Frieza? Well, no, they don't know anything about aliens. Well, besides the Saiyans, of course. And now the Namekians too, I guess. But no, they don't know who this Frieza guy is. Vegeta begins explaining, and says the whole reason they came to Earth in the first place was to recruit Kakarot. Sure, they would have loved another evil Saiyan just like them, but more importantly, they wanted someone to help them defeat Frieza. He's the real enemy. His power's simply too strong. And no matter what they do, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz couldn't stop him. He tells them more, saying that Frieza could possibly put their planet at risk too. But they ask Vegeta, how would he even know about Earth? I mean, if Earth really were that high of a priority, he would have surely come here by now, right? That is true, but Vegeta tells them, Frieza's gonna be wondering where he is. If he dies here and doesn't return, he'll find out that he died on Earth somehow, meaning there was some strong fighter there that was able to defeat him, and that'll probably put their planet on Frieza's radar. So if he doesn't return in one piece, this planet's probably going to be destroyed. They can kill him, but he just wants them to know that. Prepare for Frieza's arrival just in case. But there is another option. They could spare him and join him. Sure, he knows by now that they don't want to join his plans. They think Vegeta's evil as well as Nappa and Raditz. But he tells them they'd be fighting for a good cause. Of course, their morals don't align. They're complete polar opposites. But they'd be doing the universe a favor, and they'd be taking a precaution to help defend Earth. He can help them get stronger. He can lead them to Frieza for a preemptive strike. And he'll even join them too. Of course, they have no reason to trust him, and he knows this. If they want to kill him right now, he's fine with that. Angered, sure, but if this is where he dies, then so be it. But he asks them again, join him and help defeat Frieza. And with this proposal from Vegeta, this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what do you guys think will happen in the next part? Will they accept Vegeta's offer, and will they help defeat Frieza? And if they do or don't, do they even have any chance against him if they train? Leave any thoughts or suggestions in the comments below, and I'll check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part to this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.